we are
The board.
we are all here. So, welcome everyone. Welcome back to Star Trek Adventures 2E, and we're gonna begin right where we left off after Tolly reads this to everyone.
Commander Xib8, acting captain, recording. Our mission to rendezvous with the Tholian delegation has been fraught with unforeseen changes. While en route, the U.S.S. Dakota encountered a turbulent ion storm, the severity of which surpassed all projections. Despite our best efforts to mitigate the storm's effects, Captain Miller sustained grievous injuries during the event. Doctor Marsden performed a near miracle preserving the captain's consciousness despite irreparable loss of her physical form. She now resides in the Holodeck 3, where an adaptive environment has been created to accommodate and learning of some of our crew's children. Her mind is sharp, her guidance is invaluable. Her absence on the bridge is profoundly felt. Compounding our difficulties, the alien entity we recovered during our previous mission, now dubbed finless lifeform, reacted unpredictably to the ion storm. It emitted a dissonant power waves that cascaded through the ship's systems and beyond, incapacitating several crew members and severely impacting the Tholian delegation. Tragically, these waves proved fatal for many of their number. Though the Tholain Ambassador and her clutch survived, they are currently under Dr. Marsden's care in medbay, their crystalline structures requiring immediate stabilization. In the absence of Captain Miller, I have assumed command. Our current course is set for the Rylathian Alliance base. As acting captain, it will fall to me to represent the Dakota, while Rayanok in Captain Miller's stead. The crew remains focused. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't fucking see shit now.
It's all good. It's a lot. You did a lot.
Yeah. Where was I? The crew remains focused, though the weight of recent events linger heavily on the corridor. The loss of the captain's corporeal form is a stark reminder to the unprecedented nature of our existence in the void. However, her resilience, even in the altered state, inspires us to move forward. I committed to ensuring the success of this mission and upholding the legacy of this ship and its crew. End log.
So with that, does anyone not remember anything that happened last week?
I do. I remember most of it, but I thought the Tholian babies were in the cargo bay. Are they moved to the sick bay?
No, that should have said cargo bay.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
That's a typo on my end.
I got a question.
Question
Is, are we still stuck in the holodeck? My character and I think someone else and a few kids.
Yes.
I'm 100% back.
And I think you remembered what I did.
I'm 100% back.
Yes.
I'll come back.
I remember. And we're going to get that in a second. So, does anyone else need any refresher on anything that happened?
No, I was listening to what Tully said.
All right.
No, I don't need a refresher.
And then we're just going to begin. And we're going to begin exactly where we left off. So you're in the med bay, or the cargo bay here. And a couple of things are going to happen before we move on. First, the ex-OComp you sent to fix and deal with the life form earlier is going to show up. Ensign Almond's suitcase. And she's going to be like, I dealt with that, sir. And I think we should activate the EMH for this.
Agreed.
And-
Emergency medical hologram.
And he's going to be like, please state the nature of medical emergency in an Andy Dick voice that I can't replicate. And he's going to look to the doctor for orders.
Dr. Marsden is going to. So, what? And I don't. This might be part of the recap. I don't know. But what do we need to do to make sure that all the Tholians' health is up to par? Because last I remember, I think I scanned them.
Yeah, you
And
basically have to continue to monitor them, but you were planning on trying to develop some type of like solve a glue to help.
Oh, right. That's right. Okay. Yeah. So I'll tell him. I'll say, EMH Mark II. Do you have a name?
No, just EMH Mark II.
All right. I'm gonna call you Dr. Dick. Dr. Dick, I need you to continue monitoring the Tholian offspring while I go and manufacture some sort of adhesive salve to put on the offspring to prevent further leakage of their internal chemicals or what gases or whatever they're leaking. I can't remember what it was.
And he's gonna be like, Dr. Dick is on it. And he's gonna move forward. And we're gonna switch the scene real quick. Into Act 2. Where we're gonna go back to the ancient West.
Woo! There we go. Ah.
Finn's gonna.
I don't know why the theme stopped. Play the damn theme song. Music! Damn it, roll 20, music!
Didn't Captain Miller appear in there? I don't see her.
That is what's
Okay.
about to happen.
Oh,
So,
okay. I thought she did at the end of the last episode. Never mind.
So Bill Thomas goes to step forward, guns drawn at the demon, the big lobed demon that shot his boss over here. And the captain is just gonna appear next to him, which is gonna freak him out and make him trip over the chair. So what do you guys do? As the captain looks around and she's like, this is not an environment suited for my breast.
And I scream at her, safeties are off, stop
She's a Greek
him.
goddess. You don't want to mess with a Greek goddess.
Don't want to mess with the Greek goddess.
Oh yeah, I think Mac was lying to them about who they were, and that's why they think they're all demons and gods.
Okay.
I managed to convince them, yes.
Alright. Let's see if Matt can convince the other one that we're not evil.
That's gonna be funny.
Oh, Mac's
So
not here?
It's going to be a command presence roll of a difficulty of. You just gotta not fail.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that.
And you not failed. So he drops to his knees and starts kissing the captain's feet, asking for riches and praying for good health and all that other jazz that people who meet God tend to do. And the captain's immediately gonna tell somebody to contact the bridge and let them know what's going on here. So I may not be in command anymore, but we weren't informed of this.
Yeah. So
Should I
Finn
head
picks
over
up
and say
the
we've tried? Or have we tried last time?
the
Communicate?
comm badge.
Somebody told you to pick up the badge, but no, you didn't
Yeah.
actually try.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, I didn't actively
we were
try.
gonna-
I pick up the
we were distracted by
dead
real
corpse,
bullets flying past us.
Mr. Red's comm badge, and I go, holodeck 2
Someone
to
of authority
bridge.
can take over.
Bridge here.
Captain, all the
We have
safeties
a
are
situation here.
disengaged, and
Hollow Suite that's
the
supposed
system's
to be a field trip
holodeck's
now turned
malfunctioning.
almost bloodbath.
Okay, two of you are talking at once. Somebody needs to reset their roll 20 so you can hear each other.
All right, and reset too. Oh, there you go.
Go ahead, Finn. Let's hear Finn first and then Sly, because I couldn't hear anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Max started first, so we're gonna comm badge.
Basically, Captain, acting captain, we have a problem with the holodeck suite.
Define problem.
It's broken. We need engineering on it. Safety precautions are off, and the holodeck can actually says when they shouldn't. And Mr. Red here, a security guard, is dead.
Acknowledged.
Latara Meru is also grievously injured.
And Litara Meru is injured as well. So we're going to need a doctor over here.
Emergency medical hologram to holodeck suite number 3.
Okay. You gonna take him off of monitoring the Tholian babies?
Is that the only holographic doctor we have?
Yes. Well, I mean, technically, no. You have 9 other emergency crew holograms you can create. So you can technically say that you have 2 EMHs, and then you only have 8 more crew holograms that you can make.
I think having 2 medical holograms is probably better than, like a helm hologram or whatever. So we can always make security holograms and engineering holograms with the rest of the holograms. So I say we at least have 2 medical and send 1 to the holodeck. So I guess I'll just hit my comm badge and be like, Dr. Andy, please report to holodeck 2.
So we have Dr. Dick, and now we have Dr. Andy. Those are their names.
Look, today I'm just not feeling creative.
And yet now we have creative ways to acknowledge them.
All right, and I'm gonna order a engineering team to go and see if they can get into the holodeck from the outside.
It doesn't take long for an engineering team to tell you that the doors are sealed shut. It has to be the program has to be shut down from the inside. It's one of those weird things that the people inside have to figure out. So they basically tell you that they need to locate the access control panel and shut the program down from the inside.
Okay. Hearing that, I message back to the holodeck, and I say, Captain, right now we're going to try to get a team, but it seems like it's one of those situations where you guys are going to have to be creative and try to figure a way out of there. But I do have teams on site.
Okay.
The captain.
Here's. Does anyone have a tricorder?
The captain's
You guys?
gonna take a big, deep breath and sigh, and she's gonna be like, "Roger that." And the both Mr. Red and Lutara and Meru are on actual duty to like protect the children in the event of this. So yes, they both have tricorders.
Alright, so I'll take it off Mr. Red, because just in case Meru would actually put up a fight about it. So he's gonna see if he can modulate the tricorder to actually help him find the access panel. Because he's probably thinking, oh, it's going to be a security thing, not an engineering thing.
As you're reaching down to pick up the tricorder, I am gonna spend a couple threats as Sally runs screaming out the back door and down the side of the screaming for the sheriff at the top of her lungs. You hear, calm down, we're already well aware, we heard the fighting. And you hear the sheriff saying, I don't know what kind of demons this gang is on about, but you said there's some demons in there. So you nice fellas better come on out with your hands up and your weapons down.
And I say to myself, right, that.
The local sheriff, and he continues retrial. He talked the situation down.
You're gonna try and.
He looks at the Ferengi.
Are you gonna try and talk to the sheriff, or you gonna?
Well, you want me to talk to the sheriff or what?
Well, one of us has to. And he just thinks, oh yeah, they're gonna think you're Damon. He looks at the captain and goes, pretend you're a great goddess. A goddess.
The captain just like does her best, like perfect impression of the Picard facepalm, and she just shakes her head. And she's like,
but before,
all right, what do you say?
Can I roll a, what's it called? What's it called? Let me see. Let me look at may I look myself up? A insight and science on the captain to realize that she is not actually flesh and blood, and question why is she in a hologram form.
I mean,
I do have a Borg eye.
I mean, I don't know if you would have to roll for that. She kind of just appeared out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess she could have teleported in, but it didn't really. So yeah, go ahead and do it, and I'll give you some information on her. If
All right, complication 1, right?
Yeah, it's very easy. And you got it. So yeah, you noticed that she didn't teleport in, and that structurally
The IRF.
there is no difference between her and the guy kissing her boots right now, as she's overwhelmed from both her injuries and now being treated like a goddess by Bill Thomas.
I come over her and say, "Are you the captain?" Like, I'm very confused.
She looks up and down for a while, and she stops on your eye for a few seconds, and then she's like, It is me. It's a long story, at least what's left of me."
Well, you should be careful. Holo safeties are off. Since this guy is dead, I bet that even holographic bullets can kill you.
Yeah.
She's like, noted. I didn't even think about that.
It's not profitable for you to die. I turn around, start walking away next to my charge, which is oh my.
Duly noted. She's not flesh and blood.
All right, and you wanted to try and reconfigure the tricorder. So yes, as the sheriff's like, you got a few more seconds before we start shooting. We're gonna come on in there. Guns are shooting. You should come on out, all of you. You can roll me. Let me get your sheet out here. You can roll me a con. An insight engineering. Sorry. Let's see if you can.
Insight. Okay.
And it's a difficulty 3.
Okay, I will give you
You have 8 momentum, but I will take threat. I will always take threat.
So we got 8 momentum. Okay. I'm gonna use momentum to get 2 dice.
So that's 3 momentum total, bringing you down to 5. I can't do math there for a second. And you have only got 2 successes, so you're going to succeed at cost. I'm going to take a threat, and you don't know exactly where it is, but the energy source from the control access panel is coming somewhere from what's registering as north of the holo program. So basically, whatever the cardinal direction of north is in the holo program is the direction where the panel is located, and it's quite a ways away.
Fingers, where's north in this holo suite? As he's spinning around.
Like pinging it. North is up top.
Yeah. Okay, he's like, okay, we might as well go out and go up north.
Are you all in agreement? You're gonna
I would like to object if they're surrounding us already.
But you don't know how many people they have. They're just telling you to like come on out. That they're getting ready to just shoot. So
I just walk out and say, the boss dude's in there, you can arrest him, and so the other dude's kissing me.
You just run out with a child is gonna force all the adults to follow you. So hold on a second, we're gonna move maps.
Yeah, he's gonna run out and just see if they can.
So now you should see.
This is an odd map.
Cullen Bohannon standing in front of you with his brother Jasper up on the sheriff's office, and the sheriff is talking to Sally Connor next to the building. And Cullen Bohannon, he's like, I'm a U.S. Marshal. We were about to come on in there. Sheriff gave you being mighty nice. I think, what, damn. And he looks at you. All right.
Hello.
I was talking that whole time, but I was muted. So give me a second to rewind. So you should be seeing Cullen Bohannon standing out front of the saloon with his brother Jasper and the sheriff Marcus. So Sheriff Bohannon's like, I was about to come on in there with guns a-blazing, and then the U.S. Marshal's over here talking to Sally, but he pauses for a second when he looks at Slide. He's like, God damn, you're an ugly one, son.
And I just my eyes glow red. My eye glows red. And I think he annoyed me. I don't want to scare him, but well, it's like that. That is rude, sir. Very, very rude.
I can see he why he said you're a demon. You're not some type of leper. You don't have some type of disease you could give me.
It's a genetic disease he has. It won't affect you guys. No. Sorry. People think he's a demon.
I lean over and say, the history doesn't support genetic knows yet. They don't know about this.
He doesn't know what genetics is.
They barely survived tuberculosis.
That's why he just said some kind of disease.
Yeah, genetic disease.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of genetics you're talking about, but if you're contagious, you gotta stay over there, son. Now, what's this I hear you guys just appeared out of nowhere? In the middle of a gunfight?
He goes, that was just because our beautiful goddess, and he points to the captain. She teleported us here.
Oh,
the beautiful goddess.
Oh yeah, speaking of the captain, I forgot the guy kissing her boots. So hold on a second.
Yeah.
He'll be dragged out by holding on her leg and still kissing it.
Yeah, he should still be out there kissing on her legs.
Get this man some water. I think his mouth is dry.
Thanks to Finn. He thinks.
Bill takes a second from kissing her boots, and he's like, "It's right, Sheriff. She's a beautiful goddess, just appeared out of nowhere." He starts going back to kissing her feet. And he was like, the sheriff's like, are you sure you're not drunk, Bill? I mean, you guys did come out of the tavern. And he has his hand on his gun, but he's not pointing it at you. However, Jasper Bohannon does have weapons pointed at you right now.
You might want to get the guy inside, the so-called leader, before he wakes up. He's only knocked out.
Duly noted. We'll get to him early enough. I think you're going to have to come with us into the sheriff's office. Well, we sort this whole ordeal out. And he points towards the sheriff's building.
Oh, great. This is a diversion.
I mean, you know what you have to do. How you do it is completely up to you. You can become outlaws and go in guns a-blazing and maybe die, or you can play along, and it's up to you.
Well, technically, we'll die if we. So he's going to play along, and then basically, because he knows the safeties are off.
Everyone else, because we're going to be moving on here in a second before we come back to this, so I want to...
Yeah, I say play along because it's the best chance of survival. My board calculations and my brain is telling me.
All right, everyone else agrees, except for Nala, the child Cardassian, and her defiant Cardassian is kind of grumpy right now as her mom's like, "Shh, shut up, child." And we're gonna move on scenes. All right. So you should be seeing Ryathi in space. And you're immediately met by a decloaked ship who takes a shot at you.
I would like to dodge.
And before we move on, we will do that. That is going to be daring / con, and it's going to be a difficulty 3. And the ship's engines and con can assist. So
Complication range 3.
And the ship will
Difficulty.
assist you. Yeah, that's just a difficulty 3. So you just need 3 successes.
It's not complication range, it's difficulty. So complication range should be still at 1.
Oh, so difficulty is task roll? Or
Yeah, so you need to get 3 successes to pass.
You could spend a momentum to get an extra dice.
Alright, so and that's 3. So we're down another momentum. And you're immediately being hailed.
Plus the ship assist, so we should be back up the momentum.
Yeah, you're right. So yeah, and you're immediately being hailed.
like, what is with people trying to kill us today?
On screen. I'll see the hail. This is Acting Captain Xib8. How can I be of assistance?
You were supposed to show up with the fucking Tholain Federation. How do I know you're not plotting like you did when you were violating our sacred space? We demand answers.
And answers you shall have. Please stop firing upon us.
All right.
Should we show them a video feed of the cargo hold with the Tholians?
We're Ryathian Alliance, 4th crew. This guy. I'm gonna spend the threat just to make this more difficult. And it didn't work anyway. You need a difficulty command presence roll difficulty 1 to convince him to like calm down and listen.
I'll spend a momentum.
You're muted.
I was just changing. I was waiting for him to do his roll. Oh, and he did it. So you got your difficulty 1. So he's still kind of grumpy, but you get word that they have powered down their weapons, though their shields are still raised.
I assure you, the Tholian is aboard this vessel. Any further attempt shall make this proceeding null and void.
If you want to, the ambassador is not. They don't have to. The adult Tholians don't have to stay in sickbay. Only the babies do. So you can have the ambassador brought to the bridge.
Ambassador to the bridge, please.
That's gonna take a minute, so you're gonna have to stall him. He's like, I don't see any Tholians Federation.
I assure you, a Tholian is about to come to the bridge. I had just requested her presence. So if you can give me at least a few minutes, we can proceed with these negotiations.
All right, so that's another roll. Another roll at difficulty 1 because the dice don't like me, or rather, the dice like you tonight.
Yes, they like us for some reason.
Oh, yeah. Yes. So much so, I'm not even going to make you feel his entire stress for this social conflict. And I'm going to say the Tholian Ambassador walks in, and his eyes go up from looking at you to looking over behind you, and he calms down slightly, though only you notice with your like android perceptions. It wouldn't, like, a normal person wouldn't have noticed, but he's still like, he's like, oh, you shouldn't really be arriving together. That's suspicious. But we'll let you carry on. And he cuts contact.
Thank you, Ambassador.
Ambassador squeaks and clicks and squeaks, and then the computer says, "You're very welcome," a few seconds later. And the Razak recloaks. So what do you do?
I proceed to the scheduled location.
That's gonna be con task, so it's gonna be control con difficulty 2, just to pilot from where you are to where you need to be.
Righty.
Oh, that was meant for the.
Yeah, that was meant for me.
That was meant for our con officer anyway, which succeeded.
Yay!
You do not get pulled into the neutron star as you move around and make it to Fourth Act Prime, where you see 3 other ships in orbit. One you recognize by sensors as a Fourth Act Capital warship, one as a Zaltrian science vessel, and one as a Ryathian reconnaissance sphere. And you're being hailed by all of them at the moment. So you can answer them in the order that you see fit.
First, we'll see. Oh God, the first one that hailed us.
All right, somebody roll me at D3.
D3, okay. Two.
Zaltrians it is. You are greeted by 2 Zaltrian women. One introduces herself gracefully as the High Chancellor of the Ryathian Alliance, Staria Jarvis. That's the one on the left. And the one on the right introduces herself as High Priestess Melara Vega of Zaltria.
So the one that greeted me gracefully, I will look directly to her and say, "Hello, I am Acting Captain Xib8. and this is the delegation that we have brought. And I usher my guest to come forward.
So you're showing her the Tholian. Uh,
Correct.
she does not change or waver at all. In fact, she just opens up and tells you that she thinks the Ryathians are hiding information, and she doesn't trust what's going on. Uh, their species is more like the Federation than the other two species in their alliance. So they're not supposed to be they're not supposed to be hiding information from us, and we get the sense that they're hiding information from us.
I see. How can we get some more information leading to what you suspect?
We just suggest that you observe and maybe question some of the alliance people when you're in the meeting before the Ryanok and intermission during the proceedings. You know, play the diplomatic table, so to speak. We were told the Federation is really good at this.
Yes, we try to do our best.
And she slightly bows again without actually lowering her head, and she's like, with that, we will see you at the Ryanok. And the screen cuts out. Who are you answering now?
Uh, the Rylathian. I greet and do basically the same thing I did, introduce the delegation and say my name. Um,
Um, while you're doing that, you first thing you notice is immediately these guys don't budge. They don't move her, and neither does she. And she does not like look courteous. She's like stone cold. And when you introduce the Tholians, you can see like a little bit of like frustration and contentment come across her face before she returns and says, "I am the that's the wrong fucking person. Hold on. Where are you? There you go. I am the Prylor of Ryathia, Ryan Caldavia. You are you should be honored to speak to me."
yes, and honored we are.
We're looking forward to you answering questions on why you violated our sacred space. And as she's like answering this and like talking about the Federation, you can catch her eyes just glancing over every few seconds to the Tholian, and every time she does, she grimaces slightly.
I would like to ask you a couple of questions before we proceed.
All right, let's see if she's willing to answer questions. I'm spending some threat. Damn it, the dice really love you guys tonight. Difficulty 1, control presence. Just making sure, right? Because I know that roll 20 is off sometimes. So, yeah, false. It didn't work. So, hold on. It's a 3, because I didn't have it right. So it's a difficulty 3. You might want to re roll that.
Oh,
I will let you
yeah.
re roll that.
Difficulty 3. I will spend momentum. Oof. I want to get rid of that complication.
So that brings you down to 3 momentum, and you're gonna take 2 stress. As she's like, why should I answer any of your questions?
I figured we should get to know each other before we proceed with these hearings.
Command presence difficulty 2.
All right, I'm going to give you another momentum. Or use another momentum.
Down to 2 momentum. Run out of that momentum and I spend all the threats. And you're back up. But
You are diabolical.
you have succeeded. So she is going to take a single stress. And she's like, why should I listen to a man?
Ah, that you are wrong. I am not a man, as you so see. I am Xib8. I am an android. I am neither he nor she. I am a basically robot, I suppose.
Command presence difficulty 2.
Oof.
You're going to take a stress. And she's going to be like, so you're less than a man. You're a machine.
This is great. I'm going to ask her about the sacred space. I would like to know more about your sacred space, because we did not mean to intrude on your sacred space.
This one, you don't even have to roll for. She just starts like a deep bellow chuckle laughter, and she's like, we care nothing about the space of our 1,000-year war. The Vorthax view it as a holy battleground for their revered dead. We just honor the treaty to maintain stability in our alliance, because we operate as one government like your Federation does. And whether you meant to or not, your ship, the Brave, is clearly in our space, drifting.
So there's a vessel that's drifting in their space that's one of ours?
Yeah, you've been briefed. It's Buck Rogers' ship from the Federation. It's been lost since the Federation Klingon War. You were sent
That's what I
to.
figured.
You were
I
sent
just
to
wanted to make sure.
you were sent to smooth things over at this treaty hearing, and then get permission to go figure out why it's there. That's your mission from the Federation.
And we intend to get our ship back. Maybe it got stuck. However, this is obviously an accident, but we will try to present evidence of such.
The ship has been missing by Federation record for a few hundred years. So
It went missing a few hundred years ago.
all right. Yes, command presence difficulty 3 because she doesn't believe you.
All right. I'm gonna use 2 momentum for 2 extra dice.
You know what? I'm the only person that hasn't used any momentum.
You succeeded though, and she's like, "That may be, but you better have proof during the Rhinoc." And she cuts transmission.
Last but not least,
All right, don't mind the old guy that you've already talked to. This is not the guy you
I believe we have already met.
No, you're not actually talking to that guy. I gotta adjust it. You're talking to this guy.
I go through the whole spiel, exhibit, and
Oh, but
usher my
he's on the wrong.
delegation with me.
When this guy, he was on the wrong layer. When this guy pops up, he's kind of hard like the other guy was, but instead of being hostile, he's like, "I am Grand Call Grogarlath the Blood Helm. I am the Carl of Carls, the head of all 10 tribes."
I say, like, pleased to meet you, all that good stuff. I ask him about the sacred space and what they know about a missing ship.
All right. Why do you keep doing that? I clicked on command. Difficulty 2, command presence.
Oof.
And you're going to take a stress as he's like, "Why should we answer your questions? You're here to answer ours. And you should be arriving with the Tholians." And the ambassador will make herself known without you having to point her out. And you took that stress. So what are you going to do now?
I'm going to say, is there any information that you can give me regarding your sacred space that our Federation might not know about?
All right. Difficulty 2. You succeed. So he tells you that, you know, 500 years ago, before the formation of the Ryathian Alliance, the Vorthak, the Zaltrians, and the Ryathians fought for 1,000 years straight over the ownership of that contested space, and it now sits as a brave graveyard for the ships and crew of everyone that lost during that war. That it must be protected, and only guided and controlled circumstances can people enter the space.
I see. Well, I look forward to meeting you at the delegation. Dakota out.
And he's like, "Well met." And it cuts. You cut off because you said Dakota out. So we're gonna make that stress. You cut off transmission. And Finn is back, but we're gonna jump to
I think you cut him off a little bit prematurely there, acting captain.
Their civilization is a lot like the Klingons. I was trying to be a little bit aggressive.
Uh,
All right, we're jumping back to medical. So, where are you currently, Doctor Marsden?
I'm probably working in the cargo bay with the infants, just manufacturing that adhesive and or salve, and working on getting that taken care of with Dr. Dick.
All right, let me. I don't know why.
My token disappeared.
Oh, it's because it's technically
Excuse me.
a different map. I have to grab tokens and bring them to you, and that's there. I'm talking and you can't hear me. That was technically a different map. I have to grab tokens and bring them.
Okay.
So you should now see Peanut Hamper and Doctor Dick. Though Peanut Hamper,
Peanut hamper.
you see, I mean, Peanut Hamper. That was the name of the one in Lower Decks. Almond Suitcase. You see Ensign Almond Suitcase, and the metal. Her, her, her metal is starting to get hot, like red, but she can maintain the temperature. It's just that's just showing that how hot it is.
So am I in an EV suit then? If it's hot for metal, it's probably hot
Yes,
for a
you're
benzoate.
you're you're in an EV suit.
Okay. And of course, Doctor Dick is a hologram, so it doesn't matter for him. But yeah, I just want to get this salve done as quickly as possible so I can experiment on these kids. That sounds so bad.
Experiment on some kids. I like it. So you're gonna get some insight and some medicine with some biotechnology at a
Okay.
difficulty 3. And I'm gonna spend 3 threat to increase the complication range to 3.
All right. Where are we on momentum? I think we have one left.
You do.
I am going to use that momentum to get 3 dice. And let's see. Uh, what's to say? Without the need to spend momentum. Sorry, I'm looking at my talents and
No,
stuff.
it's all good. Read away to figure out what you need. I'm over here just dying of gym pains.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I know them
Uh,
pains.
I have a question. How much momentum does Ensimi have?
Uh,
Because I
moment,
only
momentum is a group pool, so you can have 8 at any given time, and then any of you can use them. And right now, you guys have none. You, for every success above the threshold of what you need, the group earns a single momentum. So if you need 2 and you get 3, you earn 1 momentum.
uh,
so I have a question about quick study. It says when attempting a task that will involve an unfamiliar practice technique or medical procedure, or which is to treat an unfamiliar species, ignore any difficulty or complication range increase stemming from uh, the unfamiliarity. Would that cancel the complication increase?
Yes.
It might not because it's threat. You know what I mean? So
It
if not,
does not cancel the complication increase, but it does reduce the difficulty to 2.
okay, cool. So I should, even if I fail, the good news about this character with backup plans, even if I fail, I get a momentum. So let me just check what Chief Medical Officer does. Okay, I don't care. All fingers and thumbs. Um, 1 bonus momentum. Okay, so I'll use in conjunction with my normal medical supplies and tools. I'm going to use one of the consoles in the cargo bay if there is some. There should be some, but I don't see any. Um,
These are Tholian
to
consoles, and there should be. So
do that.
those middle
So,
crystals are computer consoles brought in by the Tholians that are monitoring the children,
uh,
and then there are
okay.
consoles on the walls and stuff like any ship.
Okay. So if I fail, I'll get a bonus momentum, and if I succeed, well, actually, do I succeed? It might just say I get it regardless. So either way, momentum's happening. Let me just double check that. Um, yeah, when you succeed at a task using a console. So if I succeed, I get a bonus momentum. If I fail, momentum goes to the pool. So I'll go ahead and roll with the 3 dice. 2 successes, so I got the success, and I have a bonus momentum.
Bonus momentum has to be spent immediately,
Yeah,
so you can use that to generate a scene to make things easier. You could use that to get more information.
right.
All those
Um,
nice things.
so just with the success. Oh, also, can I use the ship's computer to assist?
Yes, computers
That,
medicine.
okay, that might give us some more momentum. Computers. Whoops. Medicine. All right, so 0. No, no. Oh, wait. That's actually a complication because the complication range was 3, 18, 19, 20. No, it's not. I missed it by 1. So it's just a regular fail. Um, but I did succeed. So is this a success in generating the salve and successfully putting it on the offspring of the Tholians, or just the,
You can spend that bonus momentum to do both if you want to. Yes.
okay? That's what I was gonna say. If it was just to create it, then I would say I'll spend that bonus momentum to just have it be done, within a decent time frame with the help of Suitcase and Dick.
So you
Um,
have put it on one of the infants, and now you're gonna need time to see if it works. And
okay.
we're gonna head back to the Wild West. I almost went with Fallout, but I'm glad I did the Wild West.
I would have loved Fallout.
Fallout would have been a lot more dangerous with the safeties off, with radiation and
Yeah.
I figured that's not a mission 2 hazard you should be fighting.
Hmm.
So you're in here, and they lead you inside this cell. No, I forgot to grab Dr. Andy. So let me grab Dr. Andy, who is treating uh, Latara Meru, keeping her stabilized until she can be seen by the actual doctor. And next to her, you notice that the 2 guys that you injured but ran away are scampering away from the bars from you as Tracy Quinn, a medicine woman, is treating them. And he's like, how can you put us in here with these demons? They're going to eat our souls!
Ouch! That hurt my ears.
I'll be like, you're eating your own souls.
I'm over there massaging my lobes, and this woman needs to be quiet.
Forgot a couple of tokens. So let me grab Bill Thomas and the unconscious guy.
I just go to the lady. He's going to be unconscious for a little while. He ain't injured. He's just unconscious.
And Bill Thomas is like, scrambling through the bars trying to get back to Captain Miller, and she's like, they ain't no demons, boy. They are angels, and that woman's a goddess."
Oh man.
Pure chaos.
And the sheriff is gonna just shake his head and be like, "Somebody needs to start talking some sense."
These guys started shooting people and killing the innocent people. I just knocked the other dude out.
I scared one guy to death.
So what was that, Sly?
I scared a guy to death.
Like, how do you who are you scaring? Like, what are you trying?
From the last game, don't you remember?
Oh yeah. I thought you were trying to do something. So what do you guys do? As the sheriff says, "I do some explaining."
Oh, those idiots were shooting the innocent people in the tavern.
I won't make you roll for that because the sheriff is just going to be like, "Yeah, that matches Sally's story, but um, she says you guys appeared in the middle of a crossfire, and one of you guys there got hit and dead, and one of you guys over there got hit and is injured. And as far as I can tell, she's bleeding red, even though she has that crinkly nose. I don't know what's going on with that injury or whatever, scar, whatever happened to her as a kid. Maybe that's a burn of some sort."
That's a burn.
So I incline to think that you're not demons, because demons wouldn't bleed. And I know Bill here thinks you're angels, and she's a goddess there, but I mean, goddesses also wouldn't bleed.
He looks at the captain and he's like, "Huh?"
The green
It made
friend
them
here,
stop.
though, she looks a little sick. And I don't know what's
Uh,
going on with the calluses on that little girl's neck, but goddamn.
it's just the deformity at birth for us.
She's been to the sun for too long.
That one you're going to have to roll for, and Halor.
Wait, what I just said?
Well, both of you are going to roll, but give me a second. Where is the
I'm I'm explaining it away with medical jargon. Can I just use medicine?
difficulty 2, but yes, you can do a presence medicine roll if you want to, and it's going to be assisted by Sly because he added something at the end.
Yeah. How much momentum do we have? 0.
We have
Okay.
1 momentum, right? You should have.
I thought we had 0.
Oh, not. Yeah, 0. Yeah, you have no momentum. So if you want extra die, you have to give me the threats.
I'll give you a threat for 2 dice. Sly?
I was muted. I am so sorry. What do I roll?
Command presence
You can-
or presence medicine.
All right. Let's go. The complication 1.
Yeah, it's just regular roll. So you guys have 2 momentum. And he's like, he believes you without reservation.
I leaned toward the captain and said, "Now, how we convince about the greenskins?"
Because one of my talents is genetics, and one of my focuses is genetics, and he's been around his father learning about it. That's why he can medically jargon the genetics away. Yeah, this is because of a pigment over the skin at birth. Basically, something was didn't connect right. This over here, he rattles on about how the skin didn't form correctly
Ain't too
and
many
it ended up
avocados.
like this with the indentations, and then uh, he goes to Sly's character. With him, his lobes, his ears are like that because of some birth defects when he was born, and his parents thought he was hideous because the skull didn't properly form over his head. Uh, yeah, my ears are just basically because of, and ridges are just basically because of a birth defect of my ears not forming around like yours.
He like takes all that in and just gets three stress because you overloaded his small feeble mind. And he's gonna be like, "What about your spots, boy? You some kind of leper?"
Oh, my spots, because of the my skin didn't want to actually form correctly on that part of my body. It's just I've learned to had to live with it.
The sheriff is gonna sigh for a bit and he's gonna be like, Your story kind of collaborates with Sally O'Connor, but some of the townsfolk still think you're a demon. So we're gonna need to escort you over to the church there, and just so they know that you don't burst out into flames or something. I'm not really religious, but we're gonna put on a show. And
Yeah,
with that, we're gonna jump back to
I show an evil grin.
we're gonna jump back to the bridge.
you know what's even more funny? I'll just run into the church and go, "Am I bursting in flames yet?"
So you have beamed down to the meeting hall. Who are you taking with you out of the available people there, Exhibit? Tolly, you there?
Was I muted?
Yes.
Could you repeat that?
Who are you taking with you out of the crew down to the meeting hall?
So I'm going to be taking my pilot, a couple red shirts, and my physical form. I
So
think
it's going to be you, the Tholian, Nissimi, and a red shirt.
two red shirts.
Two red shirts. Now, are you sure you want to take red shirts and not a named security?
Oh, we have name security. That's right. Yeah, the like the Marines, I guess, or whatever the hell they are, right?
I
The
will.
commandos or some
I
shit.
will grab one.
Yeah, like the captain or of that team. I'll have him, and then a red shirt.
You mean the Makos?
I mean, they're on the ship. They're just regular.
Yeah, because the Makos were disbanded when the Federation, shortly after the Federation was founded.
No, they had elite forces for a while.
There are like soldier units too because of the Dominion War. All right.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the Dominion War.
Sometimes setting up these maps takes forever.
For me, it looks like a black screen.
Yeah, I'm grabbing the eyes for the people that are not in the scene now. Does everyone see the meeting hall?
I see it.
Yes.
So
Yep.
we're gonna do this. And you have landed in the meeting hall with Lieutenant Betty Schmidt, Mr. Red, Ambassador Sect, and Nisimi. Uh, this fourth act warrior greets you and tells you that there is about 2 cycles before the Rhinoc begins, and then he walks away.
Right. I will go to the first ones I see here, the fourth act, and greet them.
Are you gonna move as a complete delegation? Are you gonna split up? Like, what are you gonna do?
Uh, move up as a complete delegation, and then like after I talk to the fourth act, I'll have them kind of disband and try to talk and see if they can get some more information and stuff.
All right. Um, you see the 2 gentlemen that you met earlier in the day with the events. The one that shot at you, Varnak Bloodclaw, Gorvarnak Bloodclaw, and the Khal. Sorry, Khal going out Varnak, Varnak Bloodclaw, and Grand Khal Gargnath Bloodhound, and they have 2 warriors, one female, one male, standing behind you. So you can tell that they're egalitarian in that sense.
Right. I go up to Kroll, and I pump my fist to my hand and say, "Well met, Mr. Bloodhelm."
And he just kind of laughs, and he was like, "But that remains to be seen. When you answer why you've invaded our sacred space."
Well, to be quite honest, I believe that it might have been an accident. The ship has been missing for 400 years, and we have not heard about its whereabouts. We are trying to figure out where exactly it is, so we can retrieve our lost vessel. Could I interest you, maybe if you would like, after the proceedings, the first proceedings, I would hope to have you and a couple of your delegation aboard for some food and beverages. I believe you would like this thing called Klingon blood wine.
I had to double check there first. I had to double check that for a second to make sure that I didn't roll that wrong. You just can't fail. Command presence. And you're up to 4 momentum. And he starts laughing. He's like, "Yes, we're well aware of Klingon blood wine here at the Vorthak Empire. I hope it's vintage. circa 2157.
I believe we can accommodate you. I look at my team. Please, team, go mingle. See if you can figure out the whereabouts of our missing vessel.
Aye, Captain. And Simi goes off to mingle.
So the only people out here right now are the clan that you were just talking to, the Ryathians up here on the ledge, and the Zaltrians are up over here. And as you're looking around, everyone roll me an insight and security difficulty 2.
Insight security, not one of my best ones.
That includes you too, Dolly.
All right. I'm going to use a momentum for an extra die. Oh my god.
Betty Schmidt is gonna assist just because I want to move the story along, and then she fails miserably. Watch. No. All right. So yes, uh, Betty Schmidt points out to you, Exhibit, that Ryan Caldeva is just staring down at Ambassador Sex with the most evil look on her face.
Ah. I nod at the person that you just said, and I kind of like finger for her to go over there with me. We'll go talk to her.
You're gonna
Tia.
take the Ambassador Sect over to talk to Ryan Caldeva?
Yes.
Are you going with them and Simi, or are you going to go talk to the other guys? I guess you all go together.
He's muted. AFK.
As soon as you guys start walking up with the ambassador, both of the guards block, and the disgust on this woman's face before she was over to whisper in her ear is just palpable.
What did I do to insult them?
No, they're looking at the Tholian in disgust.
Oh, not a big fan of the bugs. Are they?
Well, as far
Perhaps,
as you know, at least not this one.
perhaps you should go mingle with some of the other beings here. I say to the Tholian ambassador.
The Tholian ambassador nods and goes back to talk to the Vorthek. And Betty Schmidt are over here with Mr. Red talking to the Zaltrians. As soon as the Tholian walks away, the honor guard immediately move away. The look of disgust disappears, and you get a look of meh from the women, and Isimi gets a look of respect from both of the women.
I think it's best if I go chat with them.
Agreed. Please try to find the whereabouts of our missing ship, if at all possible.
I'll try my best, Captain.
Thank you.
And I walk over to the matriarchs. I guess is what they would be
She
considered.
motions to for you to take a sit in the chair, and her handmaiden pours you a glass of Ryathian tea.
Thank you. I take a sip. Um, may I ask why you have such disdain towards the Tholian Ambassador?
Oh, coming out of the gate with the heavy questions.
I mean, it's the most prominent thing she's noticed is that she noticed that they have no regard for the Tholians. And she's trying to ask why that is in the most politest way.
Command presence difficulty 1.
Okay. Presence. I have a high presence and command. Difficulty 1.
You're supposed to roll 2 by default.
Sorry. Let me re-roll that. Then, why does my character sheet keep disappearing?
Because Roll20 hates everyone. Alright, so you have succeeded.
Yay!
She looks at you and she's like, I have no idea what you're talking about, as Tia Moldava bumps into your seat and drops a data stick into your lap and walks away. And she's like, we've invited the Tholians here. We really want their participation in today's Rhinoc. And she's like, I hope you have a good day.
Yeah. Thank you, and I hope you have a pleasant day as well. I pick up the data stick and I pull out my tricorder, sticking it into the tricorder.
The tricorder tells you that the Brave has energy signatures coming all over it that are eerily similar to Tholian energy signatures.
Okay, so that answers one question. So that answers the why they seem to have a disdain for the Tholians, because somehow the Tholians are involved and have intruded upon the sacred grounds.
As far as you know, that's what it seems, yes.
Yeah. Do you mind if I ask, do you know where in your sacred grounds that our ship is?
There's no need to roll for that. She nods, pulls out a pad that's on her wrist, taps it a couple seconds, and information. Your tricorder tells you it wants to receive information. You have to say yes to that. To which you get
I acknowledge.
You get the information, and it's the coordinates, the same image in the debris field that you got from the mission with the Commodore at the briefing at the beginning. They know exactly where it is. It's isolated and like surrounded by vessels.
Thank you. So, what is it like being part of a matriarchal society?
It's like, for one thing, the men stop messing everything up.
Ah,
See, our men, they can't even show their face in public, and she points to the honor guard that's wearing the full body armor.
mm, 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 I see.
Because in our experience, the men tend to mess things up a lot, and they're good to look at in private, but they're not too smart with the decision making.
I see. Yeah, Haitian men can be a little bit strong-headed as well.
In our experience, most men of all species are this way. And she's like, if you excuse me, I have to prepare for the proceedings.
Yeah, I see. I'll take my leave then. I give her a curt bow before walking over back to the captain, acting captain. Uh, well, uh, apparently the grave it seems to have a Tholian energy signatures radiating from it, which is why they seem to have a somewhat disdain for the Tholians. I tell the captain in a whisper.
Ah, I see, in a whispered voice back.
I also have the coordinates for it, but we probably won't be able to get to the Brave until they allow us access.
I mean, you could always sneak in if you don't get access in the Ryan Mark, but it would be easier with access.
Yeah,
Do I see the data stick like protruding from the what I assume to be like a pocket of some sort?
it's sticking out of the tricorder. She hasn't removed it from the
Okay.
tricorder.
Ah, I see. Share your findings with the ship in an encoded message, please.
Okay. I'm sending a coded message
Right.
to the ship
That
via
is
the
going to
tricorder.
be control security, and it's going to be a difficulty too.
Um.
Can I assist?
Yes, because communication is being monitored.
Okay. Difficulty 3, you said?
Two.
2. Okay. Might be the
You
first
said
time I use
control
yeah,
security, right?
yes.
Yes.
Might be the first time I use momentum today.
If you want to use momentum, go right ahead.
Oh, nope, that's a success.
All right. So you managed to tell the ship what's going on without being caught.
Yeah.
You have one more delegation you can talk to here, or we can move forward.
Um, uh, I would like to
Or,
try to talk.
or you can
Talk.
confront the Tholian.
uh, yeah, I wanna talk to what Betty Schmidt and Mr. Reed found, if anything, before I confront the Tholian.
So as you converse back with, as you walk up, the Zaldrians go away to, go do the delegation, as did the other groups. And Betty Schmidt and Mr. Red walk up and be like, they were really forthcoming with information. They're gonna back us in trying to figure out what's going on with the Brave, because there's something going on with the Brave that the Ryathians aren't telling anyone, and they're nervous and they don't know what the Ryathians are hiding, and they tend to be schemy, and they were described like Romulans, sir.
I see. I've just been informed of some information about our Tholian guests. I am going to proceed to go and confront our guest about it. Mr. Reed, Betty, with me, please.
All right. And
How do I
Tholian-
go about
the
confronting our
Tholian
guest?
is starting to walk forward towards. Dun, dun, dun.
I bring forth what is it? Insimi's tricorder, and I share my findings. I'm just
Okay.
gonna say, do you
You're
have anything to add?
You're gonna open up and share the findings with it. So you're just gonna give her the information that you received.
Huh?
You're gonna give the Tholian ambassador, the queen here, because she's a queen Tholian.
Isn't it evidence against her though?
Not her specifically, just that there's a Tholian-like energy signature. With you handing her the pad, she's gonna look at it. You're gonna see something that you don't see in Tholians for a while that I just added to them. Her green color or orange color is gonna darken considerably as she squeaks and clicks. That sounds like she's agitated before the universal translator translates to, "We must secure passage to the Brave immediately. It's of dire consequence."
Explain yourself.
And she's like, "These energy signatures are from an old Tholian bioweapon thought lost. It almost killed us. We almost went extinct. It must be eradicated."
I see. Shall we proceed?
All right, so you're gonna proceed.
A Tholian bioweapon that nearly killed the Tholians?
That's what happens. That's what happens when you mess around with science when you're not ready for it. So let's prepare the next chamber. And unfortunately, Betty Schmidt and Mr. Reed were told they'll be left outside. And let me grab everyone else's eyes.
Be gentle with him. They're the only parent God.
Badoo. And the Ryanok has begun. You hear the sound of large gongs, and the High Chancellor was like, "You stand accused of violating our sacred space." And then above the table here, a holographic projection of the Brave in a debris field pops up. What do you have to say for yourselves?
I would like to plead not guilty. There was far too little evidence suggesting that we came here purposefully. I believe that this is all just a big misunderstanding, and there has been some new evidence that has come to light. However, I will hold this evidence for the time being.
The Zaltrians are like, what do you mean, new evidence? You must present this immediately. We thought the Federation was fair and open. And Ryan Caldavia looks slightly amused, though confused. And she's like, I think we should listen and wait this out. And the fourth act, so there must be, we demand answers immediately. So,
I am sorry for the inconvenience. However, I need to do a sufficient amount of exploration to find our missing vessel to see what exactly happened. If I do not get permission for this, then we have no case. I ask the council to hear us out and let us investigate where our missing ship is.
alright, there's going to be a roll going on, but this one's going to be slightly complicated, so give me a second. Because you have to convince 4 of them, 3 of the 4. Alright, so. Use all the momentum. 2, 1. Just don't fail. You have to get at least 2 successes to convince all of them, but if you get at least 1 success, you'll get enough for them to agree.
All right. How much momentum do we have
wait a
here?
minute, that last one wasn't. The last one didn't roll right. Hold on. It's the same
Balls.
anyway.
There's
And you
what?
have-
How many?
You have 3
3.
momentum.
All right. I'm gonna use 2 of the. Well, no, I'm gonna use one momentum for an extra die. We'll see what happens. And that's presence command.
Correct. And you have
2
managed to
successes.
convince the entire council to accept your proposal to investigate the Brave. However, they're gonna insist that a representative come with you. And you have successfully navigated Act 2.
Awesome.
Oh,
And we're going to end it here because 10 minutes is definitely not enough for Act 3.
okay.
Awesome. I was worried there for a second. I was like, Tolly's about to start an intergalactic war here.
Yep. I was
Yes.
hoping that I was gonna hear some fighting amongst the people, so I could say my most favorite data line of all time,
The
which is
dice-
please continue the petty bickering. I find it most intriguing.
The dice loved you. They made the diplomacy rolls very, very easily, and I was being safe on my threat because I want to use it a lot in the next act.
I was nervous trying to do diplomacy and simi.
Well, that's why I've been separating you somewhat, give you characters out of your comfort zone, so you're not perfect at everything you try and do.
Yeah. That's why my character is using medical jargon, just so it can confuse the guy. Just like, yeah, this is a whole new experience.
So they're gonna send Zaltrian, Ryathian, and a Vorthak with you while you go do the thing, and we're gonna grab them real quick so you can see who they are now. Where were we? Here we are. You have been elevated to a person that will get a name for next week.
Who the name was Fred Ensign?
They were just a regular unnamed warrior. The High Chancellor makes a call on their version of a data piece, and 3 individuals step in through the door, and those will be the 3 individuals that will be going with you.
Okay.
Because they don't exactly trust each other, they don't exactly trust you, and they don't exactly trust the Tholians.
Of course not, because the Tholian signature on the ship.
It's like the Vorthak don't trust the Federation, the Ryathians don't trust the Tholians, and the Zaltrians don't trust the Ryathians. And that is it for this episode. Thank you guys for watching. We will come back next week and finish this up.
Yeah, thank you for watching.
Next week or 2 weeks from now?
Yeah, 2 weeks. Sorry.
2 weeks.
Okay.
Next
just
2
wanna
weeks
make
from
sure.
now.
Awesome. 2 weeks from now, we're back here.
And we got the Rogue Trader one next week.
All right,
Yeah.
right. When is that? I keep forgetting.
At the same time as this.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Whew.